Hello.
Hello.
If someone else joins, otherwise I can explain. See, did Hey, Kamil.
Hello,
Hello.
making up here now.
Awesome. I also did PR. Then we can check.
You got a new mirror.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the floor.
Let's wait 2 more minutes and then can start.
When are you flying to the US?
Oh yeah, I don't remember the date exactly. It's 18th or something. I don't know. It's like one day before.
What?
Yeah, one day before and then one day after.
No. You will be fucked.
Yeah, and then when I'm back, I have to drive for like, I don't know, 4 hours. Then we have some like, I don't know, kids event and then drive back. So good luck.
You're this guy then in the corner with sunglasses on. You're actually sleeping, but everybody thinks you're just sitting.
Yeah, most likely. I'll be dead afterwards. I mean, going to US, it's easy, right? I mean,
Oh,
if you
that's
don't
the
have
problem.
COVID, but like if you're going back, Jesus Christ.
No, no, this direction is the problem.
Or you have, I have never have any issues with like flying to US, always back. I was like dead, but maybe it's because of the overnight flight. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't have any issue flying to Singapore, but I was completely messed up flying back.
We, by the way, have been upgraded for the back flight. So,
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. But
so
Oi.
question, if
Hmm.
you're in an airplane and you're flying back, why do you not just fly 20 minutes more? Why do you get out of the airplane and then drive for 4 hours, to the kid's birthday? Can they not?
I mean, I could jump, but it's costly, you know.
Right.
They have my credentials and all of that, so they know who I am.
okay,
And
let's.
I don't think I'm flying over the city I'm supposed to be in, so then I have
Well,
to,
no,
like,
you can just
navigate a bit.
ask the pilot if he can do some.
Oh, I did a nice tool yesterday. I'm using
Yeah,
that for the federation and stuff. It's like I built the subgraphs and a
yeah,
monolithic schema that should resolve the same data for the same query. And you have like a generation of the queries, like, very like weird and complex and like
yeah.
whatever queries that are valid. And then it like generates tons of them, runs them against the, two endpoints, so through the gateway and directly to the monolith, and compares the results. And it's
Yeah.
nice. I found a few bugs already because of it.
In your implementation, no.
Yeah, also in staging, and I bet in,
Yeah. So
other
so just
gateways.
to get it right, so you have a monolith that is basic. You have a real monolith, and
Yeah.
you do the same queries against a federated. Okay.
Yeah, like differential comparison. I don't know how it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
And it's nice. I mean, it found some issues with the skip and include. I also
Yeah.
noticed that there's like the note in the GraphQL spec that like defines, where you have skip and include and they like kind of colliding.
That is, but like there are a couple of things that,
Yeah.
that are fundamentally making federation. very difficult. One of them, like the conditionals, is a problem, but also deferred conditionals, right? You have to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
essentially alternative plans, um, and also null propagation.
Yep.
It's always but actually we have solved this. It's just not that we all adopted this thing. Like when the on error mode is out, like what I'm doing at the moment is like if you're supporting the new error mode in GraphQL, we basically send to the downstream service that on error mode is and that you don't propagate anymore. You basically get a null in these places, and then the gateway can just do whatever it has to do.
Oh, I see. I need to look up what the on error is.
It's basically when something goes wrong in a field, the field will just be null. Or that's one of the modes, right? You can basically tell the downstream server how you want the results to be. So if you don't send anything, it's classical. It erases the whole result. But then batching and stuff is shit, right? And what you can do with the error mode is basically say, okay, if there's an error, just put null, like let the field be null. And then you still have the error there with the pass to that this null, actually this field that was nulled out actually has an error. And then the gateway can actually do whatever. Like if the end consumer needs legacy, like the propagation, the gateway can propagate this stuff. And then you can do so much better batching, and you can also do so much better. You have so much more predictable um, execution behavior in fetching these results.
No, I see. But it's a
Um,
funny name. Mode error.
yeah, it's wait. No, I can send you later the RFC in GraphQL. I think Martin on Benji worked on this a lot, and it's simple. They did it actually for things like relay, where when you have a field that explodes in a selection set, it basically bleeds this error into co-located fragments. So basically, you have an error in one component, but two front-end components die because of that, and that is what it actually solves. But it's also super good for gateways. Anyway, let's do a quick round of introduction. And before we start, let me remind you that we all agree to the GraphQL spec membership agreements, the participation guides, the contribution guide, and also the code of conduct. All of these documents are linked in the agenda, so if you need a refresher, you can read up on that. Also, these meetings are published to YouTube, and we are also using LLMs to summarize what we talked about. If you are not in agreement with that, please disconnect now. My name is Michael Stipe, and
And Camille.
awesome. So we don't have a fixed agenda, but I worked on stuff because what I'm at the moment working is also an appendix to the spec, which which defines an algorithm how you translate to federation. Like if you have a federation subgraph intermixed with composite schema spec subgraphs, then this is how we translate to federation. And I used the guild tests for federation to validate that works. And what I found out is that in the spec, we have problems with requirements that need arguments. In federation, this is valid. In the composite schema spec, it was not valid. So I updated the field selection set map to also now allow requirements that have like constants. Not variables, but I think variables are also not allowed in federation, right?
Yeah, it's not allowed.
Yeah. So that's a major change that we get to the same state than with federation, because then it's easy to translate it, right? And I am like with this change, it's almost like 80% of the tests pass then. Um, and the things that are missing are essentially progressive overrides and also interface object. But apart from that, I think we should be almost good.
I noticed one thing that in the satisfiability
Yeah,
was missing, but I haven't like looked super deeply. I think it was the provides
yes, it could
that
be.
was missing. Like it's not covered by the algorithm.
Is it not?
I mean, from what I checked, but I checked like a week ago, so I don't remember. I have just the point that, you know.
Yeah, no, it could be that it's totally forgotten in the spec document. No, that's not the right one. It's composition. View file. All right.
Yeah,
Wait.
but other than that, I think it was fine. I think there was some issue with requires, like the when the fields have requirements and plan options, but I don't remember. I would need to like check again.
Yeah, it would be super cool if you just file issues
Yeah,
on
yeah,
these
yeah, I
things,
will.
and then I can go over it. Or if you're also unhappy with some of the framings, just tell us, then we can update it. And one thing like the test that you guys did for Federation, they are pretty good. And I mean, you're doing pull request, right? Still.
Yeah, I've tried to like define how to port one thing to another, you know,
Yeah.
and ran through the test to see if, you know, which one, like which test should be ported and which cannot. Like, for example, with the interface object or like the Federation 1 and so on.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
rely
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
external. Yeah.
This, by the way, also in the translation layer where I tested with your tests is that's exactly we like I excluded from the this compatibility mode or however we want to frame it at some point the Federation V1
Mm-hmm.
tests and also the interface object and provide and not provides progressive provides. I mean, we still should tackle them at some point. But I think I don't know how big is the usage from interface object.
Uh, Hard to tell really, but people do use it.
Okay, but do you have a percentage or I mean you don't have it out of your head,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I would have to like check, but we had some bugs around it, so it's just. I mean,
yeah,
if they use it with no issues, then you don't know, right?
yeah, okay. I was more like
Yeah, I will check. I will check. I can scan and like, you know,
yeah. If you
see
see
it.
in your schema
Yeah.
registry, it's just like the when I talked to a lot of our customers, it was like many didn't understand what interface objects are. Um, like there is no clear idea around that. I think it's actually because we are missing a primitive in GraphQL, and it sits. It's not an interface, right? It's
Mhm.
more like a base class in C sharp or like or Java, right? Or I often see it like this. Martin would say no. It's more like
Great.
yeah.
Yeah, it kind of is like trade. Yeah. I don't know if, you know, but it is. It's like a default implementation for a thing. But then how do you call it? Like the things that implement the tray have to like, you know, implement it as well. Or like, I mean, it depends.
Not
Okay.
not
But
a
it is
trade.
like a trade.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's,
I
it's
will.
it's but the problem is it's similar to a couple of things, and but it's not exactly like it, right?
It's
It's
just
kind of like a trait.
an interface object is just an interface with default implementations.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's like you don't define the field on the object types. Am I
Hmm.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So that
So
means it's not a trait.
no, in trade, you don't have to define all the functions. It's like you can have default
Yeah,
ones.
but you have to, okay, so you have to specifically say that you want to implement this trait for this object though.
Can AI tell us?
Yeah. I mean,
So
I
it's
don't
the
know
same.
what
I
code
think
looks
I
like
think it's the
anymore.
same. Like there's no trait semantics and also no interface semant. Like both work.
I mean, trade-offs.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why when I chatted the last time about interface objects to you, it's like while the functionality may be okay, I think the framing is wrong. How we call it is maybe wrong.
I mean, like the fact that you can like inject some data into things. I mean, one limitation of that approach is that like if you have let's say a subgraph
Hmm.
or subschema, however we call it, with the interface object type, then it's a type. So you cannot really like, have similar types that implement the interface, let's say, of the same name, because like it's a type, right? So then this like subgraph is literally for this particular thing. I mean,
Yeah.
besides the rest of the schema, but like, you cannot have like, I don't know, implement the uh,
Yeah, and like my main problem with this is media is actually like why I think there's a primitive missing in GraphQL is it acts kind of like a base type where you say, okay, this is actually an interface, but it's an interface in GraphQL because we just have interfaces there, right? We cannot have object types that implement object types. Because then it would be much more natural where you say, okay, this actually has shared logic that it puts on each of the implementers if the implementer doesn't provide this thing. This is correctly framed, right? Like media type, for instance, here provides reviews, or?
yeah. I mean, whenever you want to like have review on the whatever that implements the media interface, this is the subgraph to ask for, or like one of the sources, pretty much.
Yeah, but then I could provide in the book example, for instance, book might have their own reviews, or?
I mean, yeah, but then the sources like uh you can query like any of those.
You can, so they are equally good.
Yeah, there's no like order.
Okay, then it's not base class. I was like thinking in the sense that okay, it's really
I mean, it's shareable. So it's like, it's how do you call it? Then the like the meaning, or no, how do you call it like meaning, but like the semantical meaning or whatever, it's identical, right? So whenever you like if you want to call it here or there, it's the same data. I mean, it should be.
I have to dig in deeper into that. I kind of find it very confusing. Like I get the functionality.
Will it say trait? No, it did not. Wrong model. You should switch to ChatGPT.
Yeah, it's
Ask it, okay, okay, now ask it following. It's an C# interface with default implementation.
okay. Yeah, but as I understood now, Carmen was saying that you cannot override it.
I mean, you can, but I don't know if it affects the algorithm. I don't like. I think in our case, like if you have it defined on the, I mean, it's on the interface, and the interface has a key and all of that. So then, when you want to resolve anything from,
Oh, it could actually be like a default implementation because from the where it fit well.
I CS the CS out of you.
I mean, if you scream at it, it will say, no, 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 you were actually correct. You know, then it's 1-1.
And so it says it's actually like the extends everything in C sharp. Rust Trape with blanket implementation and C sharp interface with default implementation are both decent. Dim is probably more intuitive for you, in your C sharp background.
Yeah, but it's true. It's most likely gonna be the closest thing because it's also not overridable.
Yeah. Okay. 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 We like. I think we have to like once we are done with the spec, we have to
How did it
we have to
come with?
write down what we actually want. Not
Um,
what is like if you could. I'm not saying that we have to break the thing, but we should, I think, take a step back and define what we actually want, like how it should behave, and then we can go and look how it behaves in Apollo, and also ask ask Martin and so why they designed it this way, and then we can make a educated, not an educated guess. Then we can make a decision grounded in that. Because I think it's very, very bad to teach. And it has so many side effects that are unexpected, I find.
I mean, AI understands it, so people with PhD probably also understands it.
But it's
I
also
don't have a PhD, so I had to
use AI.
yeah, use a hammer and check how it works, you know.
How do you guys already have context implemented?
No, there was actually one company that asked for it
I can see
so far.
where it's nice. Like I'm at the moment also thinking about how this fits into like in the composite schema. Like this probably fits into the field selection map syntax where you could then pull stuff in. But I mean it's also very easy to break, I think, because you're depending
Compatibility wise.
yeah, because you're depending on data that comes from above, like in the query path, right? So it's brittle. That's right. Okay, so I saw also it's not in the tests yet, right?
No, no, it's I think it's even behind the license, if I understand
It's
correctly.
licensed.
Yeah, so that's why it's not there, I believe.
There are features. So there are features in Apollo Federation that are MIT, and there are features that are licensed.
Uh, yeah, plus not all the like implementers have it. So then,
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was
I
like
mean, I don't know when I checked for the last time. It's like the when you want if you want to, let's say, have like progressive overrides, right?
yeah.
Um, with labels and stuff, whatever. Like in order to test it in, in gateway implementation, you need to have from what I remember, like a license. So then,
Okay.
we cannot really run like comparisons and stuff like that. So, but this is what I'm saying, maybe not true anymore or something, or I
Okay.
just don't remember. So,
Yeah. Like this is also like the progressive overrides. I find the term label kind of wrong. I know it can also be a label where you say basically here's a service and you call in a service in your router and that does all the magic stuff, but it's still weird that that label does is an expression but also can be a pointer to something. So this but anyway, this future stuff we can talk about. Okay, you're doing the pull request. Once you did,
Yeah, probably probably tomorrow.
yeah,
I'll put some stuff. At least try to see if it
yeah,
works. The only thing is that I don't have a way to like validate
don't worry.
if this works as expected.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on that too. Maybe we can put our implementation somewhere and then work
Yeah,
with
like
it.
not even the composition or something, because this is like gateway agnostic, let's say.
Yeah,
But expected output. I mean, I can
yeah,
kind of guess. I mean, the expected output would be the same, but what I'm saying is
Mhm.
like, I have no way to verify.
Yeah. I mean, like in the benchmarks, we did a similar thing, right? Where I mean, it's the exact same, like it's a exact same structure. The subgraphs are slightly different. No, Lily, no. There is
No.
no. Don't come in.
That's no.
Don't come in. Mhm. Like we have two sets of, or actually we have four sets of subgraph implementations. Um, but the K6 test uh, that sends a query, it's the same query and the same response that you expect out, right? So from that side, not there. It's the same like if you use it for federation or for composite schemas.
Hmm.
I don't know. The tests are also calling a service, right?
Oh yeah, like it's a CLI that spins up like subgraphs,
Yeah,
give you the information, and there's schemas, and then you figure out how to compose whatever that your
yeah,
gateway is using, and then it just executes queries against an endpoint
yeah,
you provide. So yeah.
yeah. Okay, then it should be should be easy. Should be actually the same then the same response request
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
like for federation.
just the verification part. Like I can assume it will resolve the same data.
Do you have the same demo data in there?
Uh, in the yeah, it will be like the same, like the data and the resolvers and all of that will be the same.
Because you forever have Yuri in here, right?
Yeah, always. Uri Dotan and I think and Arda, I believe. There's missing me, so
You were the one implementing it.
Yeah,
no, it was
yeah,
Dotan. So
yeah.
he
Okay.
included himself, but not me. So it tells you something, right? That's why when he's asking me to, about some problems, I wait like 1 hour to respond.
That's why you didn't invite him to
I mean, he put even Lauren in here. Yeah,
Oh yeah, okay, so best friends.
Lauren, Jill.
Oh, I'm there. Okay, never mind, never mind.
Where
Sorry.
are you?
Right above.
Right above. Ah, da, come in. Oh, you're in there.
Yeah.
Maybe because you didn't respond, he patched that eventually.
Or maybe if you get blame, it's me that did it. I don't know.
I think it's very surprising that you all have the same birthday. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a hiring criteria, right?
We're very old.
Yeah, good. Okay, that basically it. Um, I try to merge this one, like the field selection set one. I also will merge the satisfiability this week. I mean, there's nothing. I left it out open, I think, quite a long time. This is basically, yeah, this basically is the satisfiability, the plan options algorithm. And what do we else have? That's validation for duplicate lookups. Yeah, this we probably can also merge, right? What are duplicate lookups? Yeah, I will go over them. I merge what we can merge, and then we polish. I think we are pretty good because we don't need to define the execution. And I think that's pretty much it. Once we have this thing a bit polished on the text, and then we could do a draft. And I don't know, like I will provide an appendix for the Apollo Federation compatibility layer, but it could also be that we decide to leave it out. And it's like I don't know how maybe people want to do it differently or don't want to have it in there. I don't care. Awesome. Did you look at the gateway by the way from Andy?
Oh, not really.
No, I just poked a bit in it, just for interest.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm busy with other stuff, so like,
Yeah, you just launched coroutines, right?
yeah, I work on traits most of the time, so. But I don't know. Like,
I
I
work
haven't
on
checked.
You work on traits and we work on treats, you know.
Mm. Okay. No, I mean, right now I work on the stellate a bit.
Stellate.
Yeah,
It lives on.
yeah.
But
And yours?
like I mean, what I have to say is that they had a beautiful UI.
It's really nice, yeah.
At least on the marketing slides, the bits they showed.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was well designed.
a very stripish style.
Yeah.
But that's when you have to. No, I'm not saying it.
But have you integrated them in Hive, or is that the goal at some point?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, functionality wise, maybe we can port some stuff. But merging, I don't know.
Okay.
I
I
don't know.
thought eventually it becomes like one platform.
Yeah, I'm looking forward for it being open source so that I can steal all the things.
That's the goal.
Okay.
Oh, nice! But I like the logo now, Stellate by the Guild. I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice addition.
Yeah, but spacing is a bit off. I'm just saying.
We need to change graph base as well, like graph base by the guild.
But the graph base is dead with Hive. I mean, with the
Yeah,
Hive router, essentially.
yeah. I mean, people are using it still.
Yeah, but it's like eventually you want to replace it, or like here's the Hive router and I mean all the functionality that they have extra.
Yeah.
Or do you want to like it makes no sense to have both gateways.
No, 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 for sure not. Just one.
I mean, just let me know if you want a third one. I can, I would just, if Rust, JavaScript, just tell me the language, then you will get one. It will just not work, but
Okay, guys. Then let's conclude the meeting. I'm waiting for a pull request.
Sure.
And then
Keep waiting. Keep waiting.
then I
Oh,
dive
I
in.
will try to do it tomorrow. At least I will port some stuff to just, see
Yeah,
if
it doesn't matter if we have a beginning, then we can also contribute into that. Awesome. See you guys.
Bye.
Uh,